There are 4 or 5 different haplogroups or genetic backgrounds that make up the Native American population according to standard archaeology, not according to their oral tradition. But that's the established thing. Everybody crossed the Bering Land Bridge and populated the Americas. So, we only have 2 results so far, which is not scientifically significant yet, but we got a repetitive test of one of the skulls that was a 2-year-old baby that had been wrapped up in several layers of fine textile for 2,000 years. So there's very limited possibility of contamination of that. The first result came out that it had Northern European DNA, which I immediately dismissed as being probably me. And the lab said, well, I don't know, we'll do a retest. So they did like a battery of tests again with samples, and they said, no, this is the only one that's showing up. And so if that's true, then that means that that child from 2,000 years ago, her, or his actually, ancestry partially could have come from Northern Europe, and most likely via the Atlantic Ocean. It's a lot easier to travel on the ocean than it is walking on the land, or even with a camel or a horse. And then the second one died about 800 years ago, and it's the only genotype that showed up from that one so far is from Syria or the Mesopotamia area. So that implication, again, if you're looking at migration patterns, would be through probably the Red Sea or that area, and then an eastward migration through different lands and chains of islands, eventually leading you to the west coast of Peru, or the coast of Peru, which is on the west side of South America. It could have taken 10 years, it could have taken 250 years, but it isn't inconceivable that ancient seafarers did that. You don't go in one shot from the Persian Gulf there. You make multiple stops along the ways to get food and water and refreshment, meet with people, trade with people, etc. But red hair originates in the Middle East. Red, wavy, thin hair originates in the Middle East. So we're looking at that as possibly being the epicenter not only of where the PARACAS came from, maybe other places as well. But we also have 4 samples from different elongated PARACAS skulls in laboratories outside of Peru right now. We may get results next week, and we have many, many, many more tests that we're going to do to make this a scientifically significant study that will go on for years.